everyone. So guys, just welcoming you back. We are right here, the Quotex platform and binary options trading, and I'm so glad just for you to watch me again and again with my strategies. Let's test it out. It's gonna be a little bit unusual today, but anyway, it's gonna be working, I'm pretty sure. And just here we are. Very steady go with all setups. We just gonna start with this fraction, and it's quite easy to see how it's actually working. And second one, wait a bit, gonna be momentum. Let's change it a little bit. And one more is gonna be zigzag. So I wouldn't say this stable and trustable and perfect strategy, but anyway, we gotta test all strategies that possibly we actually can have. Here we are, currency pairs with the biggest payouts, and even like a 90% we are just observing. So but we gotta choose 80 something. And this is it, just the chart that we are gonna have. And let's start. I hope you've been actually attentive and you noticed that I'm using 10 seconds candles. And here's just the full bank bat we gotta get for some upward trend, and even not with the zigzag, but with the fractal and the momentum, it's perfectly readable out of here. Let's see. So by now we are actually having a zigzag, but the bad side that the fractal just ended. But anyway, it seems like we are having and still having, and yeah, and we can just collect it as a profit. And here, I would say that this situation's a little bit the same as the previous one. So I do expect it's going to be the break-in because we are that below, and of course we just haven't with the fractal showing us. We are just ended with a downward trend, but it's still continuing, and please mind it, remember that it may actually happen like that. But I do expect it's going to be the break-in. I'm already detecting it. It's going to be the break-in. So slowly but rising, and here is this strategy with this like I don't know, vice versa indicators. We actually need to mind what actually lots of actually words going on the chart too. And one more. This is not that perfect just because the momentum is a little bit flat. Yep, we are just having some movements, but anyway, it's a little bit flat. I do expect it's going to be the downward tendency, and fractal just giving me the hint that actually the downward trend ended, but I don't trust that, and I don't trust zigzag. I just check what we are having on the chart. I just check what we've been having actually on the momentum field, and I do expect it's gonna be the roller coaster, just because look at what been happening with this chart before. So just as I told you, we've been at the peak, and after a peak we are having maybe a small and slowly, but anyway we just having the fall in, and that's what I've been waiting for. That's what I've been expecting for. We need it now, just now. So here we've been getting actually upward, and I do believe we just maybe in the beginning, but maybe in the middle of the trend. So I made my bets, all three of them, for the upward trend, and yep, momentum showing us we are actually at the peak. So we are a little bit, just at the highest point, but I still have no other signals that it's going to be the drastic fall by now. We need that tendency break again. So just as I told you, I think now, and with the momentum, yeah, we've been rising, but we've been in the peak. So we've been actually thinking about that we are in the end, or maybe in the middle of the trend, that it's going to be the plateau, but we need to be sure that it's not going to be the drastic fall. And out of what all candles that we just had, we've been seeing that it was like a tiny and slowly getting downward or upward, mostly downward. But now the tendency is for the rising, for the common big tendency, that's the rising. And let's make it the last one. We are just rising, and I do think even without my explanation, it's quite visible actually why we made this decision. So let's see just the results of it. And just look at that. 5 bets. I could actually make the one more, but it didn't change the amount of money. So we have just 5. The first one, the second, third, fourth, and fifth. And we were just correct. I think we were just right in time and again. And that specific strategy and that specific situations, please mind the whole chart. And in that video, I've been showing you a lots of situations where I was just zooming at and see the full picture. We just finished and I'm satisfied. I could tell you that this is not the strategy that you gotta use if you want, to take a break or take a nice time, or if you're a beginner. And for some more experienced traders who knows how to use, actually not to use zigzag sometimes and to use it in some specific, situations, it's gonna be an interesting one. So if you want some more information, you can find me via all my links just below this video or in my bio. I'm gonna be just happy to give you more info.